Hey guys, this is going to be my August wrap-up September TBR where I briefly go through the books I read in August, tell you really quickly what I thought about them, and then go through the books that I'm going to try and read in September. So since I came to school, I don't have most of the books that I read in August with me. I only have 2 of them. I'm only supposed to have 1, but I forgot to leave one of them at home when I was there the other day. So yeah, that will go home next time. But so yeah, I don't really have most of these books to show you. We're gonna go through them really quickly. First of all, I forgot to say, I did manage to read all of the books in my August TBR. In fact, exactly what I said I thought was going to happen is what happened. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Hopefully I can keep that up in September. But anyway, 2 of the first 3 books I read in August were Universal Orlando 2011 by different person, by Seth Cabercy, and then The Hassle-Free Walt Disney World Vacation 2011 edition by Stephen M. Barrett. I gave them both 5 out of 5 stars. I think that they're really great books if you're planning to go to Universal or Disney World. Really great for planning. I'm having a bit of trouble distinguishing between the 2, but they were extremely similar. I think they both had itineraries for different types of groups of people, like if you have little kids or if you have seniors and things like that. And yeah, they were a little out of date because they were for 2011, but they probably have more updated versions, and if they do, I would definitely recommend that if you are going to either park. The other book I read, I finished really early in August. It's Unrequited by Emma Gray, which is a book I got for free for review from Story Cartel, and I only gave it 1 out of 5 stars. I really disliked the book. It was entertaining in a way, but just not, I felt like I was reading fan fiction. It's about a fictional boy band, but basically they just seemed like One Direction. There was another famous character in there that I'm pretty sure was entirely based on Taylor Swift, and they talk about One Direction and 5 Seconds of Summer in the book. So One Direction exists in the book, but even in the book, I think it was acknowledged at least once that something that the fake fictional boy band was doing was exactly like something One Direction did, but it was just like that the entire time, and I could not take it seriously for that reason, so really disliked it. And then the next book I read was Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars and loved, which I was expecting, and I wrote a review on it, so I'm not really going to go into detail right now, but there's a review of it on my blog. And then I read Ouran High School Host Club Volume 10 by Bisco Vittori, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I just wrote my review for this today, actually, so it just went up on my blog, but I loved it. I really, really love where the story is going, and I really, really look forward to seeing what happens next, even though it's probably going to be a while before I get to Volume 11. And then we have another book that I got for review. It's Fluent Forever by Gabriel Weiner. I saw this and I really wanted to read it because it's about how to teach yourself language, and I've said before that I'm trying to teach myself Japanese, and I've been making progress, but not quite as much progress as I would like. So I got this, and I really do think that it's helped already. It does, it relies on flashcards, and it gives you flashcard software to use on the computer. I can't remember the technical name for it, and I've been using that, and I just got a new laptop and had to transfer everything, so I had to start my flashcards over. I won't now because I'm backing them up, but yeah, so that's a bit of a dent in my progress, but still, I think that what this book said has really been helping me, and so I highly recommend this if you want to learn languages, because I think it's a really, really great book, and I still need to write my actual review of it, or film a video, one or the other. Probably write, I think, but that will be coming soon. And then the last book that I read this month that I still have with me as well is The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. I meant to take this home and I didn't, but I'm keeping Fluent Forever because I need it for reference, but I meant to take it home and I had it in my bag and it got kind of bent up, which really bothers me because this is a signed book, so I want it to be perfect. but it's still here because I brought it back with me too and forgot to take it out of my bag because I was only home for one night and didn't entirely unpack. But anyway, I said before in my TBR that I've been following Rain Johnson on Twitter for a really long time and I've really wanted to read one of her books and I haven't. And then I finally did. I bought this when it came out because I had an opportunity to sign one. And I loved this book. Camera just died on me and I'm not entirely sure where that cut off, but as I was saying, I'm not gonna go into too much detail about this because I was kind of vague. All I knew going into it was that involved something to do with Jack the Ripper, and because of that I thought it might be kind of scary, and it was, but like just the right amount for me. I think I did get a little creeped out at some points, but nothing like too bad. I did make some assumptions from the cover that I was right about, but I don't want to go into them because I think you're supposed to be kind of vague about it at the beginning of the book. I may talk about spoilers when I do my review. I probably will because I want to talk about some things that are really spoilery, because this is definitely a book I think that you benefit from knowing a little bit less about at the beginning because it gives you a bit of sense of mystery. But there's a lot I want to say about this book and I still need to do my review, so that will be coming soon. Now we're going into the books that I plan to read in September. I have 3 books I'm currently reading. I'm going to go through those, then I'm going to go through 4 more books. I really don't think I'm going to get through all of these this month because of school and everything now. The Name of the Star is the only book I've read in the past 2 weeks. Except the ones that have started, because of school, and this past weekend was crazy with the One Direction concert, but so I read all those other books in August before school started, so now that I'm in school again I don't think I'm going to read that much, but I'm gonna aim for this anyway. But like I did last year, I'm going to include books I'm reading for class. The thing is, I have 3 literature classes this semester, but one of them we're reading from an anthology, and the other 2 we're mostly reading things from the internet. And so there's only 3 novels in between the 2 classes, and we're only reading one of them this month, and we've already started it, but we're supposed to finish it in September. And that is A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway. I've read The Old Man and the Sea and hated it, and we actually talked about that in class, but I am liking this one more so far, but it's probably not going to be one of my favorites, but I can't remember how far in I am. I'm at chapter 13, so I've read that much, and it's just okay to me so far. What next? I'm reading a book for review off of NetGalley, Frozen by Melissa De La Cruz and someone, there's another author, there's 2, hold on just a second, and okay, the authors are not listed here because I just have the NetGalley email. Melissa De La Cruz is one of the authors, and I think the other one's a guy, but I could be wrong. But Melissa De La Cruz wrote the Blue Buds vampire book series that everyone talks about and has been on my to-read list for a while. So I saw that book for review and was interested enough to download it. I'm 30-something% in, maybe 40-something now. And I'm just kind of neutral on it right now. I have a lot of problems with storylines, I'm not sure, but I could see it looking up depending on how this goes, because it's the first in the series, and a lot of my problems are that things are confusing, so that may change, I don't know, but as of right now I'm just kind of iffy on it. And the last book that I'm currently reading is So Yesterday by Scott Westerfeld. I love the Uglies series. They're behind, whenever I film at home and I have my bookshelf behind me, they're usually in frame, I think, but they're right with my favorite books. And I've only read the Ugly series by him, so I'm finally reading this. I'm chapter 12, I think, and I'm really liking it so far. It is a bit outdated in certain ways, but I'll go more into detail with that when I write a review, but I am really enjoying it. And then we're going to try and go through the 4 books that I haven't even started reading really quickly, because I feel like this is getting really long. But the first one is What Happened to Goodbye by Sarah Dessen. There's a point in time where I'd read all of Sarah Dessen's books, because she's one of my favorite authors, and then this one came out and I got it almost immediately, but still haven't read it because I'm so behind on everything I need to read. And she has another book out now, I think just one, I hope just one other book that I don't even own yet, And then a new book of hers was just announced that's going to be published in 2015. So I need to read this and her new book and that one when it comes out. I've heard a lot about this. I've pretty much avoided being spoiled, but I do know certain things about it. And I love all of her books, so I'm really, really excited to read this. And then Paradise Rules by Jimmy Gleacher, I think is how you say that. I won this in a giveaway a really long time ago, and I really remember nothing about it now. Apparently it's following a 17-year-old boy, and he's during a summer break, and apparently he almost killed a man during his summer break, and I think he's working at a golf club, and he gets involved in a scandal, it says, at the golf club. And I think it could be really interesting, but I really know nothing about it. So the next one, On the Road to Freedom, a guided tour of the Civil Rights Trail by Charles E. Cobb Jr. I bought this a while ago as well. I bought this the year that my grandma, sister, cousin, and me drove down to Florida for my cousin's wedding, and we stopped at the Civil Rights Museum on our way back from Florida, and I bought this in the gift shop. I really love travel books and things like that because I can like live vicariously through them. So I'm really looking forward to this because I also really love history, and the Civil Rights movement is a really interesting point of history, or not point, but like era, I guess, in history. And I'm really looking forward to finally reading this after so long, like everything else. And then I have Christian Foundations: An Introduction to Faith in Our Time by Kathleen Fisher and Thomas Hart. This is a textbook. This is from my freshman year of college, my theology class. I keep some of my textbooks if I think that I want to read them more afterwards, like without the class. Usually that ends up being literature textbooks, considering I'm an English major, but I actually hated my theology class. It was very, very difficult, and I felt like most of it went over my head. Like, I just could not understand most of it, and we didn't read a lot of this book. But something about it made me... So I was so close to being done filming this video after it had already gone dead on me, and then I ran out of space on my memory card because I still had the videos I filmed from the One Direction concert on here. That's the first time that that's ever happened to me. But because I got a new computer, I had to figure out how to import the videos on that computer, which wasn't difficult, but it still took more time than it probably would have with my old computer. Well, not necessarily, because my old computer was really slow, and that one definitely went faster. But anyway, long story short, I had like such a small amount of things left to say, and then that happened. So this is probably insanely long right now, especially since I ran out of space on my memory card, because even with the One Direction videos, I'm pretty sure I had a decent amount of space left. So I was talking about this, I don't remember what I had said, but sometimes I keep my textbooks, and even though this class, I have terrible memories from this class, something about this book made me keep it, and one other book that's up there that I apparently wanted to read for some reason. I don't know if I'm going to make it through this, because like I said, the class was so difficult and it just went over my head, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about this book, but something about this book made me keep it. We'll see if I finish it or not. If I don't, or even, unless like I'm blown away about this book, I'm probably going to sell it afterwards. So yeah, that's the books that I'm going to try and read in September. Probably won't make it, but I'm going to try. So I will see you guys later. Bye.